So that's a bleeding stroke. A blood vessel in the brain, or there's a mechanism for the bleed, that this bleeding happens, it occupies part of the brain, and that mass effect and occupying of the brain causes a stroke or the symptomatology. It's still a damage to that part of the brain when the bleeding happens. There are different reasons of why a hemorrhagic or bleeding stroke happens in the brain. Most of the time, unfortunately, it's high blood pressure, and that's why it's extremely important for patients, and I counsel them to watch their blood pressure, work with their doctors, primary care doctor, internal medicine doctors, to get that pressure under control. The other causes for this hemorrhagic stroke is from use of drugs such as cocaine and things of that sort. Folks who smoke cigarettes quite a bit, they weakens the blood vessels, and unfortunately aging itself can cause that. Once you have a bleeding stroke, I want to talk about the symptoms of what it's like. It could be very similar to the other kind of stroke called a ischemic stroke. So again, we go through that. The face can be drooping, it could be numb on one side, there could be weakness on one side of the body, numbness, tingling, heaviness. Your speech can be affected where you can't get the words out. So you can't tell just by symptoms which one it is. The way that we diagnose this is that you come into the hospital, and again I advocate that call 911, don't wait, as soon as possible get to the emergency room. We most of the time do a CAT scan of the head, which is a scan of the head to see is there bleeding to the brain. Once we document that bleeding into the brain, there are a subset of patients who do not need any surgery or intervention. With time, actually, that blood clot into the brain just decreases and the brain starts healing. There are a subset of patients that a surgery is needed, and it's actually a life-threatening issue for them, so they need urgent surgery. And we have conventional ways of doing surgery where we actually have to make a larger incision, go in, and sometimes remove the skull to take out the bleed in the brain. We have newer technology through very minimally invasive ways by small incisions, small holes, through small instruments where we can evacuate and take out that blood clot, and we actually offer those types of surgeries here routinely. We're a primary stroke center. We have dedicated stroke neurologists, and what they concentrate on is treatment, helping patients who are having strokes or who are at risk of stroke. We have 24/7 coverage with doctors who subspecialize in treating patients who are having a stroke through a surgical method, through an endovascular method, so going through the blood vessel with catheters, wires under sophisticated x-ray and extracting the blood clot out of the brain. We have a whole team in a neurosciences dedicated ICU who concentrates on patients who have had stroke. Neurointensivists, nurses, therapists, a whole team, pharmacists, a whole team that concentrates on stroke patients. And being in the stroke belt, we are able to provide all the comprehensive therapies and surgeries and so forth for the population in this area in the Midlands and the state of South Carolina.
That's weird. I'm showing up as okay on Streamlabs.
You are coming through. You're just extremely quiet.
I'm just extremely quiet. Well, that makes me
So there are two main types of stroke, ischemic stroke and hemorrhagic stroke. And in this video we'll cover hemorrhagic strokes. And hemorrhagic strokes account for approximately 25% of all strokes. So let me just orient you to what we're looking at here. Right now we're looking at an underside view. So an underside view of a brain. Because this view of the brain allows us to see the vessels that are most commonly involved with hemorrhagic strokes. Vessels of the circle of Willis here. So what's a hemorrhagic stroke?
Khan Academy,
Well,
look
a
this up.
hemorrhagic stroke is
What happened
essentially
to my
when
brain?
one of your blood vessels in your brain sort of springs a leak and begins to sort of leak
Okay,
blood
so
out of
my
the
brain
vessel
didn't
and
explode,
into the
there was a
skull
leak.
cavity. So that's bad for two
I
reasons.
thought it was like, I
I
thought it
mean,
was an
one, you're
explosion,
losing
like a
blood
pop. I
from
thought that
within
was
your
why you had the
cerebral
headache.
circulation. And I'll show you on our friend here, if you start bleeding into your cranium, that blood leaking
Okay, but
out
is
of your
it
vessels
really
is going
what
to
it
take
is?
up
It's
room,
brain
right?
leak?
I mean, your cranium is a closed space,
Not an
so your blood has
explosion.
nowhere to go. So if you start
And
bleeding into
explosion
this
also sound
closed
cool.
cranium space, you're going to increase pressure in
Well, you
there
know
and you're
I'm
going to
right.
start to actually compress your brain. And another thing to think about, all of that blood leaking out of the vessel is blood obviously not continuing through the vessel to downstream vessels that serve downstream parts of the brain. So you'll start to have brain tissue die off in that distribution. And it gets even worse. So you see all this blood leaking out onto this underside surface of the brain, but turns out that blood contacting the outside of blood vessels irritates those blood vessels. So when these vessels feel all this blood, they start to get irritated and start to clamp down a bit.
Oh, okay.
Let me show you what I
That's
mean
what
here.
causes the headache.
So here's your blood vessel as it normally looks. It's at a nice wide diameter and it's letting lots of blood cells through. But if blood is sitting around here on the outside of other blood vessels, it eventually starts to break down into its components, and we'll call those blood breakdown products. And these products start to irritate this normal blood vessel. So what do normal blood vessels do in response? They undergo what's called vasospasm. They sort of close up a little. So you can probably immediately appreciate that not as much blood is going to get through this artery after it's become irritated and is spasmed and clamped down a bit. So let's say that all of these blood vessels clamp down in response to irritation by blood breakdown products, and so they don't deliver enough blood to the brain tissue in their area. Then our patient would have developed a secondary stroke.
Oh, no,
So you really have to be careful of vasospasms causing secondary strokes after an initial hemorrhagic stroke. So those are three ways in which hemorrhagic strokes are really bad, but what causes a hemorrhagic stroke? Let's look at two of the most common causes. So what might cause the cerebral blood vessels to just rupture? Well, usually they have to have an underlying weakness first, such as an aneurysm, an outpouching of the blood vessel walls. So what happens in an aneurysm is that an area of this circle of Willis, the vessels in the circle of Willis, actually balloon out like that. And they happen at a few places more commonly than others. So they happen here where I've drawn it at the posterior communicating artery. They happen out here in the middle cerebral artery. They happen in the anterior communicating artery. And they can happen here, sort of near the junction of the internal carotid and the MCA and the ACA. So they can happen in other places as well, but these are some of the more common places that aneurysms can pop up. So I said that these aneurysms are weakened outpouchings of the artery wall, and they can be caused by long-standing hypertension, putting lots of stress on these artery walls, or they can sort of happen if you have a problem with your arterial walls just for some genetic reason.
I hate
And
that
so
word
these
now.
aneurysms can sort of spontaneously rupture, or rupture if you get hit in the head or if you get tackled or checked in hockey or something like that. If you sustain some major trauma, they can also rupture. And so if one of them ruptures, then all of a sudden you'll start to leak blood out of your cerebral circulation. So that's one of the major causes of hemorrhagic stroke. Strokes, a ruptured aneurysm. And by the way, these are colloquially called berry aneurysms because they look like little berries that have sort of developed off of your arteries. So the second major cause of hemorrhagic stroke that we'll talk about is a arteriovenous malformation, or an AVM. So I'll just draw this for you down below. In the sort of normal setup of our circulation, we have big arteries that then give off smaller arterioles. They sort of divide into smaller arterioles that then go on and divide into smaller arterioles until you reach the level of the capillary, which is super small, and also the level where gas exchange between your blood and your body tissues takes place. On the flip side, on the other side, we have the other half of the capillary, which drains blood from the first half of the capillary, and then you have a little venule, which is a small vein, and then you have a vein, a proper vein, and that might empty into a really, really big vein, let's say the inferior vena cava or something like that, a really big vein. Okay, so the important thing to keep in mind here is that blood in the arterial system is at really high pressure. And I'll use P for pressure, high pressure. And as blood sort of progresses through the arterial system to get to the capillaries, it decreases in pressure. Okay? So when it's in the capillary, it's at really low pressure, and essentially the same pressure as the venule side. And the reason for this is because our capillaries are really thin and delicate, and if we hit them with some high pressure blood, they would sort of just rupture and explode and release blood everywhere. And actually, it turns out that that's sort of what happens with an arteriovenous malformation. This whole system here isn't formed the way that I've drawn it. In an arteriovenous malformation, what actually happens is that the arterial end is that this whole capillary system, this whole capillary segment is bypassed, and you get arterioles that are actually just directly connected to the small veins on the other side. And so you just end up getting blood at still really high pressures going straight into the veins. And so that's really not good for the veins because they've sort of evolved to deal with lower pressures. And now without that dampening down effect of the capillaries, that step down of pressure that's sort of afforded by the capillaries, you get this high pressure blood going straight from arterial system into venous system. And this high pressure puts this sort of arteriovenous malformation at a high risk for rupturing. And so you can imagine if that happened in your brain, you'd end up with a hemorrhagic stroke. So while AVMs can occur really anywhere in your body, they often appear within the brain or within the central nervous system. And why do they happen? Well, they're congenital. It's due to sort of a defect of blood vessel formation in development. So those are a couple of the major causes of hemorrhagic stroke.
Bad diet in genetics.
So we know that when a cerebral artery gets blocked, the brain tissue that vessel serves can die off pretty quickly. The neurons die off without the oxygen that they get from their blood supply, right? And that's what a stroke is. Well, it turns out that what we see is this interesting pattern in brain tissue that's undergoing a stroke. Essentially, we see two different almost zones of injury. So there's a zone closest to the artery that's been blocked off, called the ischemic core. And there's a zone sort of on the periphery of the core called the ischemic penumbra, which is ischemic but still viable cerebral tissue. And before I sort of explain these two areas, let's draw it on the other brain here. So notice that this here is the left-hand side of the brain. Here's the right-hand side. And we're actually looking at this brain from a left-hand view. So that works out nicely. So on this view, what we'd see is something kind of like this. So we'd see the ischemic core here in the distribution of the middle cerebral artery, because that's what's been blocked. And then we'd see the ischemic penumbra just sort of surrounding the ischemic core. So let's talk about the core first. So in this core zone, when there's severe ischemia, which is defined as blood flow of less than about 20% of normal, you get this massive loss of two vital nutrients for our neurons and their supportive cells. So you get this loss of oxygen and glucose because they use up what's in the area already, and then they're not getting any more replenished because there's no more blood flow. So what will ultimately happen is that the severe ischemia will cause these neurons and their supportive cells to die off.
Bro, I'm literally streaming. What?
And this actually happens in only minutes. It only takes a few minutes for the core neurons to die off. So what about the penumbra? Remember I said there are two different zones.
I can mute him because we're not actually watching it. I'll just give him his watch time. Oh, what the fuck? Come on now, I'm literally streaming. That's so weird. Thank you, honey. Oh, whoops, my sample goal. What the hell is that? Whoops. Ha. The infinite screen of doom. Yeah, trying to get back to normal now. Work my way back up to D&D, do push-ups and stuff. I lost a ton of weight, which is good, but I also lost some muscle, or a lot of muscle. Yeah, it was pretty scary. The parts that I can remember, I think the thing that really scares me is that I have forgotten so much. Like, I don't remember the night that it happened. I don't remember my first month in the hospital. It's just gone. Yeah, so that's the part that kind of gets to me. It's just like, whoa, I just lost a month. It's just gone. Especially considering what was happening. It's crazy that it's just no memory of it. You know, you think you remember being rushed to the ICU and then, hooking you up on machines and stuff. Like, I have pictures because Letters took some pictures, thank goodness. But yeah, I don't remember any of it. I'm hooked up to like it looks like 10 machines. No. Wait, was I conscious when they were putting the machines and stuff on?
You were conscious.
Oh, apparently I was. I just don't remember.
But once you got to the ICU, they sedated you.
Oh,
So
okay.
they could do the intubation and stuff.
Yeah, once we got to ICU, they knocked me out. They would have had to put the tube down your throat. I can't imagine how terrible that must have felt. Ugh. Yeah, it was pretty bad. What's up?
The game I was complaining about, I got first place.
Nice. Better to complain and get first place than not complain and lose. What the hell? Baby, I'm so ready to go to bed. Oh. Yeah, it was crazy, bro. Yeah, rehab was absolutely nuts. I had to actually go to rehab to get my, my fine motor skill and everything back, and to be able to speak better and everything. It was a big problem. Oh. Yeah, I'm still having a little bit of weirdness on my left side too. A couple months later. I got pretty lucky. There's some people who, for me, it was actually like miracle levels of good. Every doctor that I've seen is surprised that I had a stroke. When they talk to me and they see me moving around and everything, they're surprised. They're like, wow, if you didn't tell me you had a stroke, I would have never guessed. So that part is good. My recovery is going really well. You can hear me, honey?
Yep.
All right. Back in business.
I can even hear myself if I talk loud enough.
Good. Yeah, I still have a little bit of weakness on the left side of my face. You probably can't tell from the camera, but when I smile, this part goes straight up immediately. This part doesn't go up as quickly or as much. Yeah, I doubt that you can tell from that distance. I can tell because I can feel it in my face. I'm dancing to the music that y'all can't hear anymore. Oh, whoops. What is this? Oh. Look me up, Game Chops. I love it. Okay, here we go. I got the music turned down, way down. Yeah, they were there. Yeah, when you have a stroke, there's a chance that you could not recover uh, anywhere near as much as I have. And there's some stroke patients who they completely lose the ability to speak. My father actually is having that problem right now. It's kind of messed up. We had a stroke one right after the other. He had his, I think it was literally like a month before I had mine. And he can't speak right now. Yeah, really bad timing. Yeah, my aunt also had some mini strokes. It wasn't recent, but she had them. So I'm probably double predisposed on both sides of my family. Yeah, it's not hard to keep your blood pressure low. I mean, it kind of sucks if you like to eat a lot of junk food, but yeah, eat properly too. Yeah, I'm wearing a shirt that I couldn't wear for a few years because I had gained a bunch of weight. Yeah, definitely want to, exercise regularly and eating properly. For me, because I was in the hospital for the last month, cutting out all the junk food and just eating, I'm going to say normal, some salad, burgers every now and then is fine, all that good stuff. No more McDonald's and shit, no Wendy's, cut all that stuff out. I was 230 when I went into the hospital. Coming out of the hospital, I was about 200. So I lost about 30 pounds. Or I lost over 30 pounds. I'm at what I say, 198? Yeah, I just weighed myself this morning. I'm at 198. I haven't been this thin in years. It's absolutely insane. Like if you could see me before and then now, like it's a very noticeable difference. Yeah, very noticeable. And a lot of it is just from not eating junk food. Dude, I've lost so much weight. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm kind of like, ah, man, I want McDonald's, I want Taco Bell and all that other crap. But they put so much salt in their food, it's just asking for trouble. And of course, they don't get in trouble when it happens to us. We do. What have I been eating? Mainly a lot of spaghetti. Just anything that's low salt. So we have a low sodium meat. with our low sodium noodles. I've been making myself burgers. Been trying to put in a lot of foods that they say are good for blood pressure. So some garlic, salmon, fish. Yeah, portion control is really important because we did have Chipotle one day for lunch. It was either lunch or dinner. We had to have very small portions because they put a ton of salt in Chipotle. It's absurd. Yeah, definitely eating more vegetables and more fruit too. Chipotle is just salt. It's crazy. Yeah, I some of my blood pressure medication, dude. I'm taking like I have to take like 12 pills a day now for my blood pressure. It's crazy. I'm only eating. I'm only taking maybe 3 or 4 at a time, but I have to take them multiple times per day. Yeah, it's not worth it. If I could tell everybody, I would say cut out Chipotle, cut out McDonald's. None of it's worth it. I mean, as much as I want to have some of it now, it's a bit different because I've lost weight and everything, and I'm feeling better. But if I could, do a time machine, go back in time, I'd tell myself, dude, put away that second slice of pizza. Yeah, yeah. If you live alone, I would say just cut all the junk food. It's not worth it. Shit's fucking up your arteries.
Do you want to tell the folks at home what the signs are of having a stroke?
What signs? Remember, I didn't feel anything beforehand.
No, but they told you in rehab about like the signs of having a stroke.
Yeah, I think they said if there's a pain in the back of your neck, right?
Yeah, that's one.
And what was it? Flushing in the face, honey. Help me. I don't remember.
Drooping.
Drooping in the face.
And also tingling, numbness, or paralysis on one side.
Yeah, tingling. If you have tingling, numbness, or paralysis on one side, I mean that's the one that a lot of people know about is the losing feeling on one side of your body.
And I think the last sign was if you suddenly can't talk.
Yeah. I think the most important thing that I've gotten from all this is just knowing how much crap is in our food. It's absolutely absurd. Yeah, they're just shoveling salt down our throats right now. It's crazy. I gotta say, I'm especially annoyed at places like Chipotle where they try to pretend like it's healthy. And it's like, no, this is a ton of salt, and it's also not good for you. It's more than we're supposed to eat in like a month, or was it a month? No, I think it was a day.
More than a day, yeah.
Like one of their meals is more than you're supposed to eat in a day. Yeah, it's because they literally salt the burgers. I saw a video about somebody who was working at Chipotle. They were talking about the job. Like I forget what it was about. You know, it was a TikTok or something stupid like that. But the guy is just sitting there dumping salt, like a full layer of salt on the burgers. It's insane. I mean, yeah, I get it. Let people kill themselves, I guess, you know? Excuse me. Another side effect of the stroke is that I get tired at around 6 my time. I start yawning at like 6:30. It's crazy. Yeah, it's terrible. I think they know that if we were all informed and knew how much salt and crap was in our food, we wouldn't eat it as much. Yeah, I've been sleeping for like 12 hours a day sometimes. Yeah, I mean, it sucks being tired all the time, but the rest is really good for your brain. Hey, beautiful, I forgot to take the magnesium.
Oh, you want to take it now?
Um, is now an okay time? Can I take it without food?
I'm not sure. Let me
It's
look
been a
at the
little bit
bottle.
since I ate. What?
Let me look at the bottle.
Okay. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I was out when I first got home. Even in the hospital, I was sleeping for like 12 hours or something crazy like that.
It says to take it with a meal, so let's start doing it tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
I'll put it in the pill containers in the noon slot, okay?
Okay, thank you, beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, magnesium is apparently good to help you with sleep. I need it. I just saw a neurologist and she was kind of surprised. Went in and she was like, "Wow, if you didn't tell me you had a stroke, I wouldn't have realized it." I'm like, "Thanks. My rehab went really well." But she was like, "One thing to definitely consider is taking more magnesium." Yeah, I don't have anything magnesium in it, so I'm ready. Bro, sleep is so good. Oh God, it's one of the best things in the world. I used to hate going to sleep. I used to stay up until like 2 or 3 in the morning. I think those days are done. I'm probably going to bed at about 9 every day from now on for the rest of my life.
Like me.
Yeah, I'm one of those people now. Ugh.
One of us. One of us.
Oh no. I get so tired at 6. Dude, I always hated going to sleep. I always wanted to be up until like 2 or 3 in the morning. It was fun while it lasted.
I put them in the nighttime instead.
That makes more sense. Yeah, dinner time. Thank you, beautiful. Yeah, I see the importance of 12 hours of sleep. Dude, sleep is so good now. Ugh. I don't know if maybe I sleep better or maybe just from all the stress of what happened, but sleep is so good. There are some days where I get up and I'm just like, I'm not doing today. Yeah. Sleep is so good though. Yeah, the last there's been a few days. Excuse me. There's been a few days where I've actually gotten up at like 8 or 9 in the morning, which is very weird. Even before the stroke, I didn't usually get up that early unless something was wrong. I just realized I'm blocking the chat. Oh no, move. Whoops. I can block this chat though. Ho ho ho. Yeah. Yeah, even when I do get up that early, it doesn't feel as bad as it used to. I have to admit, I still hate being up in the morning though. Nah, mornings are more sleep time. Oh, see where? Yeah, I'm on the complete opposite side. I love being up at night. I still like it when it's dark out. Excuse me. Sunshine's good for you. I think I'm low on vitamin D, so yeah, I gotta be up during the day more too. They also have me taking vitamin D supplements. Bro, I'm so sick of all these pills I gotta take. I gotta take like 12 throughout a day. But society just doesn't want it. Yeah. My favorite thing used to be going on walks at like 11 o'clock at night. I don't think I'm gonna be doing that for a bit though. In fact, I'm sure I won't. Because that's sleep time. Yeah, seriously. They were like, here, you have to take pure vitamin D. Or else you're gonna die. Yeah, I'm starting to take like multivitamins and stuff. Yeah, mine are green and see-through, which is cool. They're super smooth too. Thank goodness.
Well, you've already graduated to the lesser ones.
Yeah.
The yellow ones.
The clear ones, yeah.
Yeah.
They're better. Or when I say better, I mean easier to take. Ooh. God damn, I'm so tired of swallowing pills every day. Uh, like it's great that it's you know it's good for you, you know, it's to help you and everything, but ooh, I'm so sick of doing it. There's just so much. I don't know if that's a fun fact. We might want to call that some trivia. I wouldn't say sad fact either. How about just trivia? Yeah, our diets are terrible. I still can't believe how much salt is in all of our food. I mean, like literally, I would look at like a slice of pizza at my nearby. So how did I eat? I had to learn how to do it and then swallow. Yeah. Oh yeah. They intubated me. You said right? What was the word?
Well,
Intubated.
the intubation, that was the ventilator.
Oh okay.
I don't, but the feeding tube they put in through your nose.
Okay, I don't remember that. That's more stuff that I forgot because my brain ruptured. Yeah, I don't remember any of the stuff that she's writing about, which is sad. Yeah, my sister was telling me about that because my sister, my mom, my stepdad came from Philadelphia when it all went down. They came to visit or the to stay with me for a bit, and my sister was telling me about that. Yeah, I don't remember any of that part. Thank goodness. That sounds terrible. I pulled it out.
Yeah.
Oh my god, really? What the fuck? Like I pulled it through my nose and out? Honey, like this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy shit. That's crazy. I can't believe I did that. Oh my god.
Yeah, I wasn't there for it, but the next day it was in the other nostril, and you had these big like pillows on your hands.
Oh no. Oh my god. That's crazy. Yeah, even while I'm sedated, don't try to get me to do stuff I don't want to do. I'll fight you. Yeah, this sounds like hell. It sounds like an actual nightmare for me. I'm terrified of that kind of stuff. Oh, honey, you okay with me showing the pictures?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. I gotta turn this off. Whoops. I messed up already.
Let me get some water. Do you want any water or anything?
No, I think I'm good. Thank you. Yeah, so these are pictures that letter took while I was there. I don't remember any of this.
Do you want me to give some narration or?
Only if you're okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess that's the feeding tube, huh?
Yeah, that's the feeding tube.
Right
they
here?
they taped it in place. That yellow tube goes into your nose.
Oh my god.
This was from day 2 in the ICU.
Day 2 you said in ICU?
Yeah.
I don't remember any of this. Oh man.
And they had, all those wires attached to you, making sure that you were doing okay. That green thing is a sling, because they were trying to have you sitting up for certain parts of the day, but as you
Right.
can see, you were pretty drugged out.
Yeah, I was slumped. I was done.
Yeah.
Passed out.
Yeah, but they had to, in order to get you out of the bed, they like rolled you onto this sling, and the sling came up and like lifted you into the chair. It was actually kind of cool. It was like almost like a little crane.
Yeah, I remember I had to do that to go to the restroom once in rehab.
Oh.
They had to lift me up and
Yeah. Probably
go
similar.
over.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, let me move myself again. Find a nice corner for myself to chill. Dude, this is crazy. I don't remember any of this. Wait, this looks like rehab. Is this the ICU still?
No. I
Okay.
don't think so. I think that was when you were in neurocare.
Yeah, this. Oh, weird. It looks like
So-
rehab to me.
Yeah. So it wasn't the ICU, but it was before you got to the acute rehab.
Oh, before rehab?
Mhm.
Okay. God, look at them taking all my blood.
Yeah. Oh, they had the hardest time getting blood from you because of your veins were so difficult. See, there you got a blood pressure cuff on because they were constantly
This?
monitoring you. Yep.
Oh, okay. Is that the feeding tube again?
Yep, that's still the feeding
Oh,
tube.
God.
And
I got my tongue out. I look
yeah,
ridiculous.
you were having trouble
Oh, God.
controlling your mouth at first. There
Makes sense,
there
yeah.
was drool and stuff.
Yeah, I still sometimes will randomly drool.
Yeah.
And it's my left side,
Mhm.
usually. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to look down here to see where the other pictures are.
So that's when you were in rehab.
This is in rehab. Okay, I can
Yeah.
tell because I have my jacket on.
Yep. They finally let you wear your own clothes.
Thank goodness. Ugh.
Yeah. And I think that may have been one of the first days they let you have a sandwich. I think
Oh,
that's why
okay.
I took a picture. I brought you your glasses.
My glasses from home.
Yeah, and you were finally starting to open your eyes. For the first like 2 weeks, you didn't want to open your eyes.
Yeah, I remember
because
because
it was so bright.
it was bright. It was too bright. It would
Yeah.
hurt my head.
Yeah, they
Because
said.
my mom was doing my hair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my stepdad.
And that's from.
Whoa, this is at home.
That's at home. Yeah, one of the first days we were at home.
I was
and-
able to dress myself for one of the first times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it took a little bit for me to be able to dress myself.
Yeah, but I was impressed because you were, even though you were leaning against the wall, you were
I was
balancing on
balancing.
one leg.
Yeah. This is this one of my books?
Yeah.
I'm doing one of my stroke recovery books and wearing the dopest sweater ever. This is me trying to kind of get back to normal. I was trying to play a game just to see how it felt. I got my ass beat. It was too much going on the screen. It wasn't even a very flashy game. It was just Slay the Spire. After I played one game, I got super dizzy. I had to go lay down. I was so sad. More books that I have to do now. It's kind of simple tasks that you have to connect the dots and do basic math problems and stuff. Yeah, see?
Bob asks, how long were you in a wheelchair?
How long was I in a wheelchair? How long would you say, honey? Was it? Sorry, I'm having trouble remembering. I think technically once I left the hospital, I've only used it like once or twice.
Yeah, it's
Sometimes we use my walker, which is like the thing with the little wheels on it that older people stand on. I have to use that sometimes, but I've only used my wheelchair maybe once or twice.
yeah, once or twice since you've been home.
Since I've been home, yeah.
It's difficult because the stroke recovery process isn't linear. And so some days he might have been having a good day and have a lot of energy, and then other days maybe not.
Oh, see?
That's what you
I make myself food now, and I can make
Yeah.
myself a burger with there's garlic on top, and then a little bit of cheddar cheese, just a little bit. I gotta watch the sodium. It's way better than McDonald's. It just takes a lot more effort. But that's fine. The effort is definitely worth it. Yeah, this shirt that I'm wearing, I haven't been able to fit this for a few years, and now I can put on with no problem. Feels good. It's one of my favorite shirts. I only have two shirts like this. It's a Pokemon shirt that's like a jersey. It has the Pokemon on the front, and then the number is the number that the Pokemon is, and then it has the name, Gengar up top. I love these. I was sad when I couldn't fit them, but now I can fit both of them. I'm so happy.
Did you already mention the monkey's paw?
Oh yeah, I've been telling a joke that somebody monkey pawed me for my two wishes that I had for last year. Two things that I wanted was I wanted to lose weight, and I wish my voice was a little bit deeper. Now I have both because I lost the weight from the not eating and everything and being in the hospital, and my throat's a little deeper because they put the tube down my throat and possibly damage my vocal cords. And so ever since I got out of the hospital, my throat's been a little weirder. It's been like husky or whatever, which is kind of what I wanted. This isn't exactly it, but I didn't like that my voice felt it was so high, or I felt like my voice was so high. Now it's a little more like gritty. Barely survived the stroke. Now I'm one of those guys. I'm one of those tough guys. Yeah, somebody had the monkey's paw. They were like, "Hey, he wants to lose weight and let's make his voice deeper." And the monkey paw was like, "Yeah, sure, we'll do that by rupturing his brain and we'll shove a tube down his throat, but he'll be okay." Damn, dude, I wanted another burger so bad. Ugh. It's really good if you spread a little bit of garlic on top. Mm. I love this background. This is from a animated. Was it animated? No. Shoot, I can't think of the name of the thing. It's on Steam.
I don't know.
Oh, Wallpaper Engine. That's what it's called. That's where I got this from. It's Wallpaper Engine. I love this. I don't know if you can see the little sound things up top. It happens from the music, and it might be for me talking now. But it happens with music. It's great.
Do you like oatmeal?
Excuse me?
Do you like oatmeal?
Oh, I'm not a huge fan of oatmeal. I used to have it every now and then, but not a lot. See, oatmeal probably wouldn't be good for me because I like to add sugar and stuff to it. Same thing, unfortunately, with spaghetti. I used to always add salt and pepper. Not anymore, obviously. Yeah, I'm ready for some salmon. Why is it spelled this way? It's pronounced salmon. Damn you. I can't type in my own chat because of fucking Twitch. Pissed me off.
We can see it.
Multigrain Cheerios are the best. They're the best kind of Cheerios. And I will fight anybody who disagrees with me. You can't. No, I can't have pepper. It was because I was adding my own salt. I can't add my own salt to food anymore. And I have to be very careful. I have to eat very low amounts of sodium. Yeah, I can definitely have pepper. Pepper is one of the things that they recommend to like spice up your foods. I hate that it's not pronounced salmon because that's what I keep wanting to say. I think Honey Nut Cheerios is my favorite, but multigrain is the best one. Salmon, yes, it's really good for you. Good for your noggin. Or, no, I'm sorry, good for your blood pressure. The omega-3 fatty acid, apparently. Yeah, we're going to have some salmon later this week. Right, honey?
Cod.
Oh, we're having cod later this week. I wouldn't say everybody talks about salt. I've never heard people talk about salt before I had to start looking stuff up.
Yeah, but I mean for like low sodium diets, people focus on salt. But
Yeah, because salt is fucking evil.
yeah, but baking soda has a bunch of sodium too.
Right. Yeah, baking soda has a bunch of sodium in it. Did you know that salt and sodium are two different things? I had no idea. I thought salt and sodium were the same thing. But salt has a bunch of sodium in it. Yeah. I learned a little bit more about that when my dietitian was talking about Morton salt, which is the type of salt that I used to use. Morton, excuse me, it's this. I'll just write it in. Hopefully everybody can see it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the type of salt. And he was like, oh man, I hope you're not using that. That's pure sodium. It's almost like pure sodium. And it literally is the type of salt that I used to put on my pretzels. I used to make pretzels at home. Or I'm sorry, not make pretzels at home. We got these pretzels from the farm box thing where we had to cook them. They were super good. I used to put Morton salt on it, which is apparently the worst type of salt there is. Whoops. I'm sorry, before I was wrong. Can I have some water?
Yeah.
It's from all this talking. She's like, let me get in front here. Make sure people don't think this is my fault.
Well, because it's why did you have it in the house? One, we didn't know about this, and then two, it wasn't supposed to be for that. Here. Oh, I just realized I gave you my water. It's not cold. Do you want me to give you cold water?
Sorry.
I can also top it off with cold water.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, my love. All right, hang on. I know I had just turned the music down, but damn it, I want to hear some more. It's Game Chops time, ladies and gentlemen.
Hopefully that lowers the average temperature of the water.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
Ooh. Showers are good. All right, what do you think, baby? That was good?
What was good?
The stream. We're good? Alright, I let him play, I let me talk. Alright, here we go. We can end it here. Mainly I want to throw this up on YouTube, but
Were you asking me about the audio?
no. Just like, do you think that was long enough? Was that good?
Oh, yeah, if you're tired, baby, go ahead and call it.
Yeah, I'm super tired. Fuck.